We saw it again with the Covington students. I've never seen people so happy to destroy a kid's life.
It's video airing all over the place, showing a woman and a group of teens getting into a yelling match. It took a turn when we see Mark Bartlett walk up with a gun in hand.
Don't touch me, bro. Don't touch me, you bunch of thugs! Yeah, right behind this guy, you ran
You losers!
You ran over my foot!
Stupid niggas!
You guys, keep moving!
Dumbass niggas!
Alright, here's a story you didn't know about, but probably should. While Trump rolls out the red carpet for the MAGA kids, there was another story involving kids in Miami who took to the streets on MLK Day only to be harassed by a woman and her gun-wielding racist boyfriend. Now, as I said, this story may not have popped up on your timeline as frequently as that awful tragedy of the MAGA kids trying to peacefully pray while being violently intimidated by an elderly man with a drum? Nope, these children in Miami were not offered a Today Show interview to explain why, amidst their protest, they had a gun drawn on them. Okay, now let's talk about this. Several videos circulated on this incident, which appeared to show a group of predominantly black kids in the streets participating in a demonstration for affordable housing in Miami.
Protesting what they say is the affordable housing crisis in Miami's Liberty Square community, where a large private development is now being built.
Now, the videos appear to show a heated altercation between a woman and some of the protesters. The kids are yelling, the woman's yelling, and this is all because apparently she wasn't happy because they were blocking traffic and then claimed one of the kids ran over her foot. And okay, I'm sure conservatives will be quick to make the comparison that these young black kids were not as peaceful in their protest as the Covington Catholic kids who were praying. I mean, look at all that prayer. It's a whole lot of prayer. Moving on, what happens next is that this woman's boyfriend, racist Rambo, comes to save the day with his gun out and hurling racial slurs for good measure. And I know, okay, it's not fair to compare something as inconsequential as a gun to that horrible drum beating in Washington, D.C. But just bear with me, okay? After being berated, the kids fled and this man was arrested. Miami police are currently investigating whether to bring hate crime charges against this good guy with a gun. But here's what I want to know. Where is the outrage over this? These kids were just exercising their First Amendment rights, were they not? I mean, aren't conservatives always rambling on about how the black community needs to address their own issues? Well, what better way than for their youth to participate in a cause that encourages members of the community to turn away from guns and violence and focus on things like affordable housing? Sure, okay, you got me again. It's not as prominent a cause to young men as, say, a woman's choice to do what she wants with her body. But still, it's something they cared about and were passionate about. So why are This Morning not asking them for their take on this incident? Where is the outrage over the treatment of these kids? Shouldn't these young men be offered the same opportunity to express their concerns over the way a fellow American treated them? Because it seems to me that empathy is reserved for only one group of kids in America. And I frankly don't think that's right. You see, I've just watched this whole Lincoln Memorial event unfold, and as stupid as it was, it demonstrates to me the most obvious double standard in how young white people are viewed in this country versus young minorities. While the students from Covington Catholic High School are said to be just kids, conservatives also say children like 12-year-old Tamir Rice were responsible for their own death. And DACA recipients who were brought here as infants are responsible for their own decisions even before they could walk and talk. So if we can take anything from all this, how about we look at all kids as kids and not just make excuses for some while ignoring or vilifying others. We'd love to know what you think about this. Come over to my Instagram at Francis M. Maxwell. You can also become a member, tyt.com/join.